Welcome back to the Fanspeak Network and another edition of Prop Party. That's right. Every Friday, we are going to have our prop party, and I will be joined by Steve. Tyler will do favorite props, favorite touchdowns, favorite parlays in just 1 minute. All right, that's right. We are back for another episode of Prop Party Week 2. We're going to talk our favorite props, our favorite touchdowns, our favorite parlays. But I got to say hi to my guys. I also got to realize I got a tweet. I forgot to put the YouTube link in it, but maybe that's a good thing because, sometimes when it feeds to my Twitter, people just watch it there. So let me remind people to come over to YouTube. If you're watching on Twitter, come over to YouTube, hit that like button, subscribe. We finally hit 800 subs. So make sure you're subscribed. NFL content every single day except Sunday. We've got you covered. DFS, Underdog Battle Royale, and of course, NFL betting. So Tyler, I'll go to you first. How are you doing today? How are you feeling about week 2?
I'm good. Feeling good about week 2. I think I found some spots that I'm really liking. The numbers still feel really low on some of these guys after they had good performances in week 1. So don't feel like they adjusted right. We'll see if I'm right in week 2.
On mute. Sorry about that. Steve, talk for another minute while I tweet this. How are you doing today? And of course, how are you feeling about week 2 as well?
Yeah, I mean, overall feeling good. We've gotten some surprise pop-up injuries and outs and questionables today. Like the Brock Bowers thing. The tight end is actually, we all know about Kittle, but Bowers is potentially out. Goddard is out. Tight end already took a big hit, it seems like. So, just kind of go through all the injury stuff that's coming out today. I mean, I just saw Trent Williams is questionable. I mean, 49ers are just the absolute walking wounded right now.
How does this continue to happen? Like their injuries, it's every year. And it's always key players. Like you would think they would fire the training staff and replace them with new guys already.
Yeah, I mean, it's unreal. And there's some defensive guys also. Obviously, we mainly focus on the offensive guys, but there's some key defensive injuries already. So
on the positive side for the 49ers, they finally get to start that quarterback they got bullied out of not drafting 3rd overall a couple years ago.
Yeah, Kyle Shanahan's guy 6 years later.
Mac Jones. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that was his guy, in the 2021 NFL draft. And now, that's coming absolutely full circle here. So I have to say hi to a couple people in chat. Got Kicks in chat. I have a feeling this is going to be a profitable weekend for Fanspeak and the followers. Your lips to God's ears. Oh my goodness. I hope so. Week 1 was not good for me in DFS and betting. Last night, if anybody saw, I did a live bet, obviously had the Eckler bet, just so sad for Austin Eckler, likely probably career ending with it being Achilles, but just so sad for Austin Eckler. But I did a live bet and it bet some of the touchdowns we talked about, Steve, on the Thursday Degen show. Threw them together, threw in an alt under, hit it, threw $1 on it, won $60-some. And did you see? I quote retweeted the what was it, Bleacher Report betting or whatever, and they were like, just an easy $6K on the touchdowns. The guy bet like $500 to win $6K. I was like, well, I had like a 66-1 ticket, so it was cooler, but not cooler because I won just $66. I mean, why didn't I even just throw $5 on that?
I don't know.
I don't know. But I hope so too, Kicks, as well. Go AZ Cards in here. Hello, Charles. Great to see you. He likes McBride. 1.5. Oh, okay. Does he like 2 tuds for McBride?
Touchdowns.
Okay. Excuse me. Wow. Yeah, I approve the San Francisco health issues. Didn't it feel like it used to happen in Washington, Steve, where you did wonder, is this a training staff issue? Is this I don't know, what sports science do you need? Who can we bring in? What can we do? Because it just does feel like, oh my gosh, such bad luck. Mike Groff said, oh, damn, I saw a smile from Tyler with that comment. There we go. We got Tyler smile. We love to see it. All right. Any final thoughts on week 1 before we turn the page to week 2, or any final thoughts on I think you said, Tyler, there are still some guys that aren't priced quite right. Any other final thoughts on week 2 before we actually get into it?
No, I mean, we do our reaction show on Tuesday, so that's where I had a little bit. I mean, I think Green Bay's a little bit better than people expected. The defense
Oh,
looks
yeah.
really good, so that's the only real thing I got left before we jump into week 2.
Okay. Well, first, I'm going to test out one of Bruni's bumpers here. First, we're going to head to the player props streets. Okay. Favorite props, folks. Shout out to Bruni, putting the bumpers in. Look at him go. All right. So, favorite props, guys. Let's talk first. I do like to look for those plus money bangers, but it does, just what props are you liking? We can kind of go around the horn here. I'll go to you first, Tyler. What props are sticking out to you this week?
Yeah, I'm pulling up DraftKings right now because that's where the best line was at for this bet, but it's going to be Caleb Williams rushing yards.
Yes, I had that too. Oh my God. And there was a coach, shout out Coach Speak Index, get his e-newsletter every day. Quote from Ben Johnson basically saying like his legs can be a weapon. He needs to make the defense punish him. We saw it on Monday night, and he basically is saying, do more of it. So love it. Co-sign, and you didn't even say it yet. What do you got?
Yeah, I mean, it even went down a yard. I bet it yesterday at 25.5 minus 110. DK's hanging 24.5 right now, minus 115. It's
That
Detroit's
surprises
defense
me.
who loves to play man-to-man. Every running quarterback that's matched up with Detroit has ran well against his defense. He played them twice already, and he cleared 30 yards in both those matchups last year. Their offense is a little bit better. You got to think Ben Johnson knows how to game plan for this defense, and he's talked about his legs being a weapon. He's seen running quarterbacks gouge the defense before. Got to think he's going to let his guy do it. And he did it on Monday night against a Minnesota defense that was even better. So I think his 25.5 is mispriced. So I'll go right back in on that.
I absolutely love it. Steve, should this be the time where I tell the Thanksgiving story? Remember, I missed the
Sure.
parlay, but well, basically, I had a fun parlay. I can't remember. It was like a 4-leg parlay. We like pushed right, and I hit all the other 3 legs, and I needed 40 plus because I don't know at that point, because maybe he was rushing a lot. I want to say it's 40 plus. You got like a fun plus money bet, and he had 40 plus. He finished with 39 rushing yards. Oh my God. It would like the parlay would have, I forget what the parlay, I want to say it was like a 25-1 parlay, something in that, number, but it was like 1 yard. And I shared it with a couple of friends and they were like, are you kidding me? And I was like, yes, this happened. This is just absolutely so tilting, but that was to 40. I think it's like, what'd you say? It's like minus 106 or something for.
I see 24.5 is the lowest number I see on him. And that's minus 115 on DK.
Yeah.
FanDuel's hanging 28.5 minus 115. Fanatics has 30.5 minus 105. This number's all over the place. ESPN bet has 26.5 minus 120.
Wow.
And then Bet365 is still hanging the 25.5 at minus 110.
That is really, really interesting all over. Yeah, shop lines. I just have DraftKings and FanDuel pulled up. And I will say shout out to FanDuel for like quarterback rushing yards. DK just does 25 or 40. You can usually get all 30s. So there's a Caleb Williams 30 plus minus 104 because like you said, it's right over the line. So love that shout out. Absolutely co-sign that, Tyler. Steve, what's your first one?
So my first one, I'll stay in the rushing category, and I'm going to go with Travis Etienne. You can get plus money at 60 plus. You can go to 70 plus, obviously 80 if you really feel spicy. That's plus 242. He had 143 yards last year. That was against the Panthers, but now he's going against another weak defense, the Bengals. They trade away Tank Bigsby. I'm sure Tunes will get a little bit more work, but Etienne, it wasn't just the Panthers side of it. He looked explosive. He was clearly the lead back, the dominant back. I think him doing 60 or 70 at the very least are very strong bets. 60 is plus 112 on DraftKings. 70 is plus 167. Yeah,
I like those. The only thing that terrifies me with like running backs that I'm not super convinced on their the game script is if the game script gets out of hand for some reason, you could be just screwed basically.
Yeah, I mean, if you really wanted it, you could try and find like his rushing receiving. Mm-hmm. I think they don't have many lines of those on DK right now. 80 plus is 103, or you could just target his receiving, which I'd have to find in a second. But yeah, I think the matchup is actually good, and I don't think they get away from the running game that quickly.
Yeah. Hey, you called out ETN last week, especially from the DFS show. And that was a great call out. All right. I'll do my first one. First of all, as comments come in, I want to say hi to folks. Hello to DJ Quill. Been looking forward to this one. What's up, guys? What's up to you? DJ Quill, good to see you. And we are ready for week 2. Third prop here as we go around the horn. I posted, or from the CBS show I did, they posted my, gave me the link to put my May clip talking about I'm going back to well and Drake May, let me down week 1 pretty much, except he did hit his passing yards, which we did have in his official play. So we didn't have a good week, but we did hit his official passing yards last week. But that was about it. It wasn't a good week for DFS and that kind of thing with Drake May. I'm going back to the well this week against that horrible Dolphins defense. I think he could do everything that Daniel Jones did and more. Excuse me, I got like a tickle in my throat. And so I'm going back to the well. So I post this video basically saying that, and some guy wrote, "Hey lady, Drake May sucks." So I hope he's wrong. I like Drake May. Steve, could you talk about Drake May? Because I've got a major tickle in my throat and I got a cough.
Well, I mean, Drake May, whether you attack it, rushing or passing, last year he had over 400 rushing yards in 11 starts. Passing, we saw he had about 400 passing yards in this game against the Raiders. But I think what makes main point is they're facing the Dolphins. Yeah. And I think we all co-sign this, that we want to play guys against the Dolphins this year in daily fantasy, in regular fantasy, in sport, in props, in over under, whatever you're targeting, target the Dolphins defense.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. It was like that tickle where I'm going to start coughing and I'm going to start looking like I'm crying. It happened. That happened. So thank you for that. Yes, I am probably interested. May's rushing line came down to 25 plus. So I like that. But specifically, I like Drake May 230 plus. You're getting plus 109 at DK. So I like that. Again, it's going to be a funnel until they prove me wrong. Target that Dolphins defense. Apparently they were freelancing, and I shout out to Ian Hart. He has the funniest tweets, but when a team says it can't get much worse, it gets much worse. He was like, what else is next? Are they going to put a ping pong table in? They had a players only meeting. I mean, the team is a disaster. Apparently the defense was freelancing last week. I'm going to target the Dolphins until they prove me wrong. Hopefully they don't prove me wrong this week. And hopefully Drake May proves me right. So 230 plus passing plus 109. What's your next one, Tyler?
Stick in that game. We'll just go with Hunter Henry over 34.5. I mean,
love it.
He was the most targeted he was tied with Keyshawn Boutte for the most targets on that offense, but he out-snapped Boutte. He was the most snap target for Drake May. There was only 5 plays Drake May was on the field without Hunter Henry. Yeah. We watched Tyler Warren, who, yes, he's a really good tight end, probably top 5 in the league already, carve this Miami defense up. But Hunter Henry being a major focal point in this offense, he's going to get looks. 32.5 seems way too low. Warren got up to about 70 yards. Henry can break that in one catch if he gets a busted coverage. And if these guys are freelancing and they don't care anymore, can easily find the middle of the field. So I'll take that. And it's looking at it now, I see 34.5 is probably the best number. I would take the 34.5.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if he closes in on 50 yards.
Yeah, I think you could ladder that up a little bit if you wanted. Like you said, I think he got 8 targets last weekend, or last Sunday. I love that call out. I have 3 more plays I like in this. Steve, I don't want to take yours. Do you? Is there a certain receiver that you drafted that you like? Because I was shocked at his line.
Are you talking in that game?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I love Diggs.
Yeah, 50 plus is plus money.
He only played about 50% of the snaps, but he was in terms of routes run, it was like 70%. I think that just keeps going up. Like you said, 50 plus is plus money. You could do it from receptions because he was right behind Boutte and Henry in targets. I think he'd one less and played played considerably less. So as his percent goes up, which, isn't shocking. We saw Terry McLaurin play more last night than he did week 1, et cetera.
Right.
Then I just think, he is going to be May's receiver guy. And I think he still showed that he's got it. And I like laddering him up.
I think didn't he have 65 last week on just like you said, 70% of routes?
Yeah, 60 yards. I'd have to go double check. exactly.
So yeah, I feel like there's some double counting going on or something. So I was really surprised about that. And I didn't want to steal yours. So I wanted to set you up there. But I'll just circle back and finish off this game. I already talked about May. You could go rushing. I love the passing 230. Tyler talked Hunter Henry. Steve talked Stephon Diggs. How about Travion Henderson? Did you see the Underdog news note today that what's the face, Steve? You got to give up on Ramondre. They said they're going to give him more stats.
No, I mean, they said that it could change this week. They didn't say, I mean, it was 70-30 last week. So it could be 50-50 in terms of snaps.
Okay. Well, what I'm saying is they don't even have a receiving line unless you guys are seeing a receiving line somewhere. In DK, they didn't. But 40 plus rushing for Henderson, we know how explosive he is, was plus 103.
His receiving yards are 20.5 on FanDuel.
There it is. Okay. So I think either of those are in play. With these kind of things, I think you want to be early and say, the big quotes out of that were, we didn't run the bell enough or well. Mm-hmm. Well, I think it could be more Henderson. Hopefully May uses his legs more too. So yeah, I think that's good to know that it's 20.5 on FanDuel, 40 plus rushing, you get plus money. And then I'll finish it off with, the whole Dolphins offense feels so fragile to me. I said, it feels like a string. If you pull, the whole thing's going to come apart. Mike McDaniel, I feel like could be fired any week now, but Achane just getting peppered, whether you want to approach it by receptions or receiving yards. I think Achane, I believe 40 plus, you get major plus money. I don't know if you guys would approach it by receiving yards or receptions. What did he get targets wise last week?
Something like 8 targets or 7. I don't recall.
I'll look it up in a minute. But while I'm looking that up, do you guys have a strong lean on the Achane? That's the only Dolphins piece that I'm interested in.
He had 4 targets on 21 routes run.
Okay. Oh, okay. He only had 4 targets? I thought it was much more than that. What did he end up receiving then?
Let me get you the yardage on that, because just the chart I have just shows me routes ran, targets, and snaps.
Okay. Yeah, I was just pulling up.
I don't think he got more than 20 receiving yards, though, because I remember I was going to bet his live 26.5.
Yeah.
And I didn't, and he ended up not getting there.
Yeah, 20. Okay. Yeah. Well, then I thought he got much more targets than that. Okay. Well, then maybe put a pin on that one. Then, Steve, you look like you have a thought on that.
Yeah. I mean, we saw the Dolphins just be totally dysfunctional last week. Sure, it could change some, but honestly, like Tyreek Hill's dealing with off the field issues. Like, I just don't know if things get better. And I know Christian Gonzalez is out, but I think the Patriots defense honestly could be better than the Colts defense. So, I think staying away from Dolphins lines makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I did last week. That's what, okay. So I take that back. I'll just throw out the Travion Henderson and go early on that. All right, back to you, Tyler. Anything that you like else that's standing out to you?
I'm trying to find a Dylan Sampson receiving yard line. I have yet to find one. I don't think they're up yet.
I think because they still don't know about the Quinshon Judkins.
Yeah, I don't see one either.
You're probably right.
Yeah.
We'll just go to another AFC North team. We'll go with a little revenge narrative. DK Metcalf against his old team.
I was thinking
Rodgers got to get his 4 touchdowns against the Jets and get a win. You don't think he's going to go to his guy this week? 67.5 seems a little low.
Yep.
So I'll take the over there.
I thought the exact same thing. I thought, okay, Rodgers got his revenge last week. Nobody loves a good revenge more than Rodgers. I mean, his quotes after the game about, I wanted to beat everybody at the Jets. It was just great. I think he's going to want to help his guy DK out. Touchdown. We'll get to that. Really nice plus money on the touchdown. And yeah, 67 is the line. I really do like that. Good call out, Tyler. All right. Sticking with props. Any other props that you like, Steve?
Yeah, I'm going to go another rushing one. I'm going to try and take advantage of matchup here, and that's James Conner, 70 plus rushing yards against the Carolina Panthers. Carolina last year the stone worst run defense, and it showed the same week 1. I think they gave about 200 yards rushing against the Jaguars. Conner did split the role a bit more with Benson, but he still led the team in carries. I think that will continue. I think he gets more carries in this game, and We know he had only had 39 yards in week 1, but 70 is something a bar he cleared most weeks last year. So I feel good about that in this matchup.
Yeah, and the nice thing with that is you can really feel good about the positive game script from what we saw in week 1 for sure too. So that feels good. Does anybody want to get a massive revenge narrative? What does everybody think about Derrick Henry? Almost 100 yards. I usually don't like to go to that, but boy, was Grant Delpit a moron for saying, did you see Derrick Henry responded back and was like, okay, great. See you Sunday.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's the worst call. 2 games last year against Cleveland. First game, he had 60, 70 yards. Second game, he had 120 on 2 touchdowns. So, it's definitely doable. And yeah, I think the whole Ravens are going to be pissed. They lost a game they should have won, and they can't afford to lose another one. So I think they come out firing. And they're at home this week and all that. So yeah, I don't mind Henry.
Yeah. I'll go with 2. I mean, the 49ers have nobody besides McCaffrey and Ricky 2 to the chest. So I'll go McCaffrey, 40 plus receiving yards. He absolutely hit 30 touches last week. So you get 40 plus receiving yards for plus 118. Absolutely love that. On DK, they didn't have a line for Ricky Pearsall, and they don't here either. I guess this is just, oh wait, no, they do. I apologize. So last week he more than cleared his 50 plus. You can get minus 104 at 60 plus. So I like that as well for 60 plus. The 249ers, it's so narrow and targeted. That's the best when you just know exactly where the ball is going. So those are 2 that I like. And, Mac Jones is, we talked about it earlier. Yeah, but he's no slouch. I mean, obviously Shanahan was interested in him, so I don't mind that. Tyler, any others that you like?
Nope, that's pretty much it for me.
Okay, Steve, any others that you like?
Yeah, one that I like. Back to the Jacksonville game, Brenton Strange, 40 plus is plus 115. He had 59 yards week 1, and that was a game that honestly Trevor Lawrence didn't look that great. I think this is another plus matchup against the Bengals. We saw the Bengals. 2 tight ends, and Njoku did a little bit, but Fannin really had a big game. And I think Strange is an integral part of the Jacksonville passing offense. They're likely going to have to throw the ball more because this is either going to be a back and forth or they're going to be behind. So yeah, I think Strange at 40 plus is a good bet.
I like that. In chat, well, first of all, Mike Robb says, all the Justin Jefferson overs and ladders, my form will not let me down. Hopefully, maybe really not really financial advice, just free credit and contest advice. We appreciate that, Mike. And Mike has sent us the most detailed data, and I'm trying to get him on next week, either with us or with Andrew and Justin or both. One of the shows or more next week, because his he has an amazing data Excel sheet with so much loaded information. So absolutely appreciate that, Mike, and love the Justin Jefferson call out for that Sunday night football, right? I believe Sunday night football. Yeah. It's Falcons, Vikings, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So like that call out. And then DJ Quill, I just looked at this up. I mean, don't mind this either. Like the over on Gibbs receiving yards. He was peppered with 10 targets, 10 receptions last week here against the Bears. You can 25 is minus 146, but 30 plus 102 on FanDuel. So I think that's another good call out there. I think we covered, there were some bigger lines like Lamb, BTJ, that kind of stuff, but those are some massive lines there. But I do like Lamb to bounce. Well, he had a great game and he and Dak looked amazing. So I think they're going to, keep it rolling and talk about another guy that's got to be pissed, similar to Henry. He's got to want to come out after some of those drops. And BTJ, I feel like there's a good bounce back spot for deep BTJ. I will throw out one last prop. Dak 250 minus 105. We saw he wasn't close to that last week, but he could have been had Lamb brought some of those in. So I think against that Giants defense, I think we're going to need a little pushback, maybe to step on the gas, but I don't think it's going to be so much Devontae. I do think they are going to be a pass heavy team. What do you guys think of Dak? Tyler, does that interest you?
Yeah, I don't mind that. I mean, I don't think their run game is all that impressive. I think they kind of looked good on that Thursday night because of Jalen Carter getting kicked out of the game before it even started.
Yeah.
So, and the Giants' front seven isn't the worst.
No,
I
it's
think they
good.
can get some pressure on him and maybe even force them to throw the ball a bit more. And their corners are terrible. So,
Yeah.
CD and Pickens should have themselves a day.
And isn't Bland out, I believe?
Yeah, Bland
I
is
think
out.
so.
Yeah. Yeah. AZ card.
The Giants are probably missing Wandale Robinson, so
Oh, okay. I heard Slayton's banged up too, which.
Flynn's banged up, but I don't think he's got an injury tag.
Oh, okay. I thought people on Twitter made it sound like he could be out, so I got nervous on that. Obviously, we have a lot more research to do. We'll be finalizing stuff for DFS, our betting card. We'll be sending stuff out tonight, tomorrow, Sunday, with all the goodies for DFS and NFL betting. Charles asked, do you do any unders for wide receivers going against great cornerbacks? In this case, he's talking about Pittman and Coleman. I typically don't target the unders. I just pick my spot on alt overs. That way you can get some plus money. Did not have a good week one, looking to definitely improve my record and units, but that's how I approach it. But everybody's different. How about you guys? Do you ever really hit the unders market if there's a spot you really like?
Sometimes in like island games, like night games, because but looking at the main slate, I'd rather look for overs.
Yeah. Then we got our guy Who Hames in here. Sup fam, good to see you, Who Hames. Always good to see you. We appreciate you. And Aaron Sandy, yiggity yo. He doesn't have the Steve picture anymore. He gets screenshots of streamers. He's got PPR Tyler, I believe, wiping his nose on Best Ball Jeopardy finals. So I love to see it, Aaron Sandy. That's awesome. All right, guys. I think then we covered a lot of props again to get our final props and touchdowns and parlays that we are going to land on. Check out the link in the description for our Substack, just $34.99 for the entire year, 7-day free trial. Just check it out. And we're looking to have a much, much, much better week too. But be sure to check that out. Link in the description, everything that we land on. And we will be sending that out on Saturday, tomorrow. So time to move over to Anytime.
Watch out! He's got getting away from the top speed. Touchdown!
All right. Favorite Anytime touchdowns. What are you liking, Tyler?
Yeah, we'll go to the Rams game. I'll start with I think it's going to be an easy one. I think Puka is going to go in the end zone, maybe even twice in that game, but I think one's going to be pretty easy at plus 125. I don't think the Titans secondary is all that good. Jeffrey Simmons and those guys up front are good. Maybe they get to Stafford with the two guards likely missing, but I think he can get the ball out. Puka can get open. They're going to score some points in that one, so I'll take Puka at plus 125.
I like that. I was surprised it was the number you were getting on that. So I like that a lot. Steve, what's your first one?
First one, I'm going to go with CD Lamb.
Yeah.
Now I'm seeing it's minus 105. Earlier, I got it at
you got it even money, right?
But I think anything there is fine. Like the Giants secondary is bad. I think the Cowboys need to come out and put up some points. I don't think their mindset is to win game 17 to, could be nothing in this case, but they're going to look to score 3-4 touchdowns. And why wouldn't Lamb be one of those? I mean, he got knocked out at like the one twice, and then obviously that one at the end that he drops could have been a touchdown. I mean, he could have had a 3 touchdown game week one.
Right. Mike Rob likes Michael Penix plus 700 on FanDuel to run one in there like that, Mike. I was debating between two. I actually feel like this could be a slugfest. Bills Jets division game, lots of running, but not often do you see a running back in a good spot with a plus money touchdown. And Breece Hall is plus 125. Bills have been like a run funnel to target, and obviously Derrick Henry always makes the Bills look silly. Makes most teams look silly, but Breece Hall plus 125. I don't mind that. If you'd rather approach the quarterback side, Justin Fields is plus 140 in that game, but I had Breece Hall written down. Any others that you like, Tyler, in the touchdown streets?
Yeah, we'll talk about, I do like that Breece Hall call. I don't mind just the touchback on props. His prop was a little low to start the week. I seen it bumped up some yards, so I didn't talk about it.
Yeah.
But that O-line looked really good. They pushed Pittsburgh around. I think he could easily have another big game this week.
Yeah, I like that.
As for my next touchdown, I will go to the which game? Where did he go? I just had him on my screen. Chicago and Detroit. We're going to go DJ Moore at plus 185. He should have scored a touchdown in that Minnesota game. Caleb missed him going down the sideline. He is still the main targeted guy in that offense. I know everyone wants to pencil in Rome as the new up-and-coming guy. He's the main target in that offense too. But DJ Moore is the best guy in that wide receiver room. They are still going to use him. And this is a good matchup for him against Detroit that likes to play man-to-man. So I think he can get open and find the end zone at plus 185.
They also use them like out of the backfield sometimes. Some really
they'll hand the ball to him. And Swift doesn't look all that good as a runner.
Who says Caleb will miss him again, but Moore will be open again. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of Caleb frustrations after those scripted plays were done. It got a little wild in the second half, but yeah, no, they do scheme him up to get him the ball, Tyler. So I like that. Steve, you got another one for me?
Yeah, I'm going to go with another minus 105, and that's David Montgomery. This is a guy last year who was, averaging a touchdown per game before he got injured, essentially. And he actually out-touched Gibbs through the first 3 quarters before the game turned into a blowout. So we know what he can do anytime they're in near the goal line. I think the concerns that they're going to change the usage this year seem to be overblown. And I think this is probably the lowest number we'll get him all year.
Yeah.
Against the Chicago defense that Mason just tore right through in the second half.
Mason looked good. I was going to save that for Sunday night, but actually I'm thinking about going back to I bet it Sunday night. Monday night didn't work, but I may go back to that Sunday night. Jordan Mason looked good, and definitely think he is going to be the goal line guy. I'm going to go with what Tyler said earlier. I really do believe I know I talked about it on yesterday's show. Sometimes I do buy into narratives a little too much, and I'll note that on myself. But I do believe a good Rodgers revenge narrative. It paid off last week. If you would have bet, Rodgers touchdowns or Rodgers yards, you would have paid off. And I think he's going to get DK at the ball, but I also think he's going to get him a tud against his former team. So plus 150 for DK to find the end zone. I like that. Any other things that you like, Tyler?
Jalen Hurts at 125, minus 125 feels like stealing, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like that feels like that should be closer to minus 160. So I like that. But I think he throws one to one of those receivers in A.J. Brown or Devontae Smith. That pass defense for the Chiefs looked absolutely terrible in that Friday night game. Every wide receiver for the Chargers was running wide open down the field. You can bet them both. They're plus 180 and plus 215. I think one of them goes in, maybe both.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. And I mean, you could also, approach, I'm guessing that Hurts 2+ passing touchdowns is probably plus money, but I like that, knocked over my mic. I like that I think one or both could go in and it could oscillate to a more passing game this week. I don't mind that. I like that call for sure. Steve, anything else for you?
Well, a couple of things, but first, we talked about this game a lot in terms of the prop side, but also the touchdown side, and that's the Patriots versus the Dolphins. Dolphins gave up a score every single drive. Sometimes it was field goals, but I think you could approach it any number of ways. But my point is, everyone on the Patriots is plus money. So pick 2 of them, and maybe you're right on both. If you're right on one, you're still ahead. Hunter Henry is probably my favorite at plus 265, but Steph Diggs at 215. May himself at plus 400. Or if you want to pick one of the running backs, they're plus 155 or plus 160. So I just think you can, have a situation where you pick 2 or 3 of them. You could be right on all 3. Or, if you pick 3 and you're right on 2, you're going to be ahead.
Yeah, this was the defense that, Colts set history. They scored on every single drive. Single drive they scored on last week. So, I don't mind obviously approaching Patriots touchdowns. And like you said, all the Patriots guys are plus money. So that's pretty wild too. Steve, I'll go back to BTJ for you. I'm assuming you probably have some interest there. You called that out last week. It did hit. While BTJ did not have a good game, he did get a touchdown. I like him to get back in the end zone. You're getting plus money there, plus 125. So I do like BTJ plus 125 to see the end zone again. Any other touchdowns that you guys are liking?
I'm actually going to go the opposite side of you in that game, Meg.
Yeah.
Travis Hunter at plus 230. He was almost filling that Godwin role for Jacksonville and Liam Cohen's offense.
Yeah.
Since he kind of let Jerry Jeudy and Tillman get open downfield, they ran some routes out of the slot too. I think he can get open and break a big one against the Cincinnati defense, and I think there's going to be a ton of points. So there's a good chance both them guys find the end zone. So I'll take a shot on Travis Hunter at plus 230.
I like that. I like that a ton too. Yeah, Steve, any other ones for you?
I mean, there's a lot that I like, but one that again, I want to target another defense. And I know somebody in chat said, Trey McBride, 2 touchdowns. I think you could do Trey McBride 1 touchdown. But, Marvin Harrison plus 135. James Conner is juiced to minus 165. But the Cardinals are a very condensed offense. We know the passing attempts. I believe it was only Harrison, McBride, and Conner that had more than 2 targets last week. I think that continues. But Harrison plus 135. He has had a touchdown roll. He had a good number of touchdowns as a rookie. He had 1 last week. So unlike McBride, has just been, whether you call it luck or just whatever, I think Harrison's a good bet there. Another receiver, Cortland Sutton, one of the best red zone receivers in the league. He faces a Colts secondary that wasn't challenged at all last week. But he, even in Knicks having one of his worst career games, Sutton had a good game. So, and we just know anytime near the red zone, he's getting a look or two. And he's the type of guy that pays off.
Yeah, no, he's been an absolute red zone monster. And like you said, paid off in week 1. Let me catch up with the chat and then we can talk parlays to round out this prop party, because that's what we cover. We cover the props, we cover the touchdowns, we talk some parlays, and then we send you our favorites on Saturday. So tomorrow you'll get it sent by tomorrow evening. But let me say hi to the chat. We got our guy Best Ball on Call here. Don't forget to hit that like button. I appreciate that. Best Ball on Call. Yes, hit that like button while you're coming in, or if you're listening to this on replay. And of course, make sure you're subscribed to the Fanspeak Network. We've got shows for NFL betting, DFS, Battle Royale every single day in the NFL season, except for Sundays. So be sure to hit that like button. Aaron Sandy says, I learned my lesson. Unders hit teams on short weeks. So he's basically saying that short week is very unforgiving to away teams on the Thursday. Yeah, I don't know if one Washington player, maybe Ertz, hit an over yesterday. Right? I mean,
Ertz hit the over.
I think Ertz was literally the only Washington player to hit an over yesterday. I could be wrong. Okay, we already covered this. JC Latham and Sweat out for the Titans. Okay, I did not know that. Mike Robb has a question for you, Steve. $850 for Lockett. They're giving you a little teasing, as they should, because you were a little heavy on the olds like Tyler Lockett. Please say you're not sprinkling on that.
Oh, I'm going to go first touchdown. I'm going to go 2 touchdown Tyler Lockett.
Oh, come on. Give me a break. Okay, we covered Caleb. Will miss him again. But like the DJ Moore call, Coolers in here. Good to see you, Coolers. I like Njoku passing game script. 84% snaps week 1, anytime touchdown, about 350. Feels like value. Yeah, I think people, with the fan and stuff might be just totally forgetting about Njoku. So I don't mind that at all, Coolers. I think that makes a lot of sense. So let's move over to our favorite parlays. So Tyler, I know you need to go shortly. So what is your favorite parlay that you could cook up on this week 2 slate, Sunday slate? Oh, I think you're on mute.
Can't be having mute button going, but I didn't really have anything thrown together parlay wise. I just haven't put anything together. So I threw one together real quick while you were giving that little speech, and we're gambling. So what's funner than a 7-7-7 parlay? 70 yards, 70 yards, 70 yards.
Love it.
Rome Odunze 70, Stephon Diggs 70, Devontae Adams 70, 32-1.
Oh, that's a fun one. I like that.
Yeah, I don't feel like that's all out of reach. We talked about Diggs. He's going to be a bigger part of the offense. Devontae could get those targets from Puka, and he could have one of those busted plays. And Rome, in a man-to-man coverage, yeah, we like DJ Moore, but the ball could go to the other side. So I don't mind that, taking a shot.
Odunze gets a lot downfield too, has a longer ADOT. So if you're targeting yards for Chicago, I think Rome's the way to go. Yep. So yeah. And sometimes these things we talk about, it's like you can hear it and you can even incorporate these in live bets. Again, Steve and I were just talking like last night's game. We were like, we don't like this game from props. We think it's going to go under. We think Washington's going to lose. We were right on that. And we didn't love a lot of props. And so we were talking about, but Steve mentioned Ertz touchdown, Kraft touchdown. So that's why during the game I was tilting. I just threw those two suckers together, threw an all under, made an anti-correlate. There you go. But no, I like that call. So Roma Dunze, Stephon Diggs, Devontae Adams, 70-70-70, 777 for the gamblers out there. I like that. 32-1. That is fun. Steve, what do you got?
You guys give your parlays out. I'm going to go ahead and jump out of here. I'll be listening to the parlays though, so I can lock them in.
Okay. So sounds good.
I'll catch you guys next week.
Okay, we'll catch you next week. Good luck this week, Tyler. All right, Steve.
All right. I've just changed mine because I had Diggs in mine also. So let me.
You can still do a Diggs one. I know Diggs is your guy.
I know, but I want to give out something different.
Okay.
So do you have yours ready to go?
Not quite. Not quite. So why don't you say what you were cooking up?
Okay. So I was going to do a okay, I think I'll just pivot. I was going to do like a same game plus or same game, whatever it is on whatever site you're on. Taking two guys from two teams, and it was going to be Diggs and Henry.
Okay.
And ETN rushing and Strange receiving. Diggs and Henry receiving yards, 40 and 60. And then ETN rushing 60, Strange receiving 40. I'll take out Diggs and just do Connor because I do like James Conner rushing. If you do that, then it goes to plus 1957. If you want to go to the original one, I'm going to go back to it now. Let me find the Patriots game. If you go back to it, it was 27.75 plus 27.75 for it's two same game parlays mixed together.
Okay. I like that. I like that a lot, Steve. So say it one more time for the people.
So the four players, the original one, let me give that first. Two same game parlays parlayed together, and that's Steph Diggs 60, Hunter Henry 40 receiving yards, and then in the Jaguars Bengals game, Travis Etienne 60 plus, and Brenton Strange rushing, and then Brenton Strange 40 plus receiving parlayed together. All four combined plus 27.75. For a quick pivot, I took out Diggs and did James Conner, just another one of my favorite props, and that was a little less, but.
I like it. Mike Rob said, say it again for the people. She was looking at something else again. I was trying to finish my parlay, but I did think, the way to call me out, Mike. I deserve that. But because I was finishing my parlay, it was like yesterday when I said, let me cook. And Mike was like, you just burnt it. You went over the salary on the DFS. Yep. But no, I like that, Steve. In the similar kind of theme, I'm going to just go to two games and two types of bets, right? So I talked to you, this is no secret on this show that I love attacking lower lines. I love attacking like quarterback rushing especially when it feels undervalued, and running back receiving. So you go to the Bears Lions game, you take Caleb 30 plus rushing yards. Honestly, I like him 40 plus, and hopefully he doesn't get 39 again if I do go there in any bets, as he did last Thanksgiving. But no, Caleb 30 plus rushing yards, Jahmyr Gibbs 30 plus receiving yards. Then you go to the Patriots game, Drake May 25 plus rushing yards, Travion Henderson 25 plus receiving yards. They've got to get that going against the Dolphins. Again, I'm all over May and all the Patriots, and I think that's a way to approach it where you only need 25 rushing yards, 25 receiving yards from May and Henderson respectively, and then 30 plus from Caleb Williams and Jahmyr Gibbs. That ends up being 12, almost 13-1. So I like that. I like that a lot. What do you think, Steve?
Yeah. I mean, I'm a little bit more leery on the Henderson call, just because, again, he only had 30% snaps, and even if it's 50%, it might just be more passing down work. So
okay, well, that would work in this. That's 25 plus. Yeah. What did he get last week? He
got that passing. He was 6 for 6 for like 35 yards or something.
Okay, well then I really love the 25 plus. So I mean, what's your lean? Do you think Drake May runs more? That was our whole lean all summer, and he didn't.
Yeah, I mean, I think he does. I don't know if he'll have to this game because Dolphins defense is.
Yeah. Well, let me word this way then too. So, I like quarterback rushing, and I like running back receiving. Who would be your two favorites of each? I do like that with Caleb and Gibbs and Travion and May.
Caleb for sure among quarterback rushing. I know it's a night game, so maybe not what you want, but I actually like the one. We saw both JJ McCarthy and Michael Penix use their legs a fair amount. Also, if you go to Monday night, Baker Mayfield 25, he had 40 yards. So week one against Houston, good defense, but that's a defense that could have him scrambling a lot. But no, for the main slate, I think both Kyler and Bryce Young. Bryce Young you can get 25 plus at plus 171.
Did he run much last week?
He had 40 rushing yards last week.
Did he really? I knew that was like his thing towards the end of last year. And that's why I was more interested in him last year, honestly. So yeah, no, that's really interesting. All right. So, okay. So that covers parlays from all three of us. Let me get to the chat really quick. And if you are watching on YouTube, come over, say hi, hit that like button. We certainly appreciate it. I think I'm going to take it off streaming on Twitter and just start just sending the YouTube link. But let's say hi to the folks that have kindly come over, hit that like button and said hi to us. Like Tim, congrats on 800 subscribers. Fanspeak is the real deal. Love the content. Whole team is awesome. Awesome guests as well. And then he even shouted out some of his favorites, Who Habes, Chad, Bindles, Fantasy Football Garage, and everyone else. Great guests. We appreciate you, Tim D. We got our guy Eddie in here. Ola Steg. Thank you so much, Eddie. We always appreciate seeing you in here as well. Coolers, can we bet Bryce Young to have more rushing yards than passing? Yeah, what would you set the line at that, Steve? Good question, Coolers.
I mean, it would be a lot, but yeah, I mean, for a while it seemed close last week.
Yeah. Do you think Bryce Young bounces back this week against the Cardinals?
I think so. Like Cards defense isn't exactly world beaters, so I think it will get better, but they didn't do themselves any favors with the combo of trading away Thielen and then Coker going down. So they had to rely a lot on Xavier Legette, and that did not work out.
Yeah, no, I know you weren't really in on him this much this year either. But no, that's hysterical. Coolers. Tim says, was awesome seeing Best Ball Jeopardy contestant Pete on, obviously he had a massive appearance representing the fantasy community on YouTube for the Friday night football game. So that was absolutely awesome too. Steve, do you want to build like one insane parlay that 10%, if we hit it, 10%, are there any, let me ask you this first. Are there any lines that you like pushing the hell out of? Cause I don't like doing the, when you build like a lotto parlay, right? I don't like doing like 9 legs, it's, to me, I'd rather hit like 4 legs really pushed. Are there any like lines that you would like to really push this week? Like for me, Diggs could be one potential one. I mean, the fact that his line's like 50, I don't know. You tell me. If there's not that many legs, I don't want to force it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple that I could point to that I think are undervalued right now.
But I mean, like really push it to make it a fun lotto.
Oh, well, for one, like a couple guys that we talked about, like Travis Etienne, you take him up to just 80 yards. Remember, he had 143 last year and they trade away his backup. His 80 yards is plus 242.
Okay.
So no, that is the way to do it. Is let me just give me a second and I'll cook up something while you talk.
No, I'm saying let's alternate and let's each pick like 2 legs that we like pushing the hell out.
Travis Etienne 80 plus 242.
Any others that you like?
Let me look. How about you give your first one?
Okay, let me bring over FanDuel first of all. I'll clear this out, bring over FanDuel so we can cook this up together. This is, I'm saying it could be like a collab to end the show. And then if it hits, we could, donate a % to charity. I talked about Tunnel to Towers in honor of 9/11 yesterday. And hey, I'm partway there. I said, if I make anything over 500, I'm donating 10% to Tunnel to Towers. I'll pull that into the link in it's t2t.org. But I will put that in the chat as well here. yeah, it's basically started in honor of a firefighter that lost his life in, in obviously saving other lives on 9/11. And the money goes back to, several things, but basically back to for first responders. So if I win anything over 500 this week, 10% is going to go to this charity, Tunnel to Towers Foundation. And if we cook up this crazy parlay and somehow it hits, then we will donate 10% back on that as well. Let me bring over FanDuel now, and let's just have some fun to end the show. Let's have some fun. Let's get nuts. I'm trying to think of the one that I want to go the most nuts on. I'm looking at all my stuff here. Okay. I think I have one. Okay. Do you have one ready first?
You give your first one.
Christian McCaffrey, 60 plus receiving yards.
I mean, it's probably true. So yeah,
right.
I think that's very fair.
Yeah, exactly. It's plus 320. I'm looking for let's each do two that are plus 270 to plus 400. And then you can have a fun, parlay, and you only need 4 legs to hit. What did I just do? I was looking, he had what? He had 30 touches last week. Didn't he have 10 receptions? My computer's being so slow. I'm trying to pull it up. Let me just pull it up on my phone. Are you looking for your first leg?
Well, my first leg's Travis Etienne 80 plus.
Steve, could we please change it? I hate that one.
Why?
Because if it goes south, the game script, there's no chance he even sniffs that. He might not even get the line. Yeah, he had 10. McCaffrey had 10 targets, 9 receptions, 73 yards last week. What did that link ask for? What else do you like? Come on, Steve. There has to be some that I think we should agree on all 4. You can veto mine.
Okay.
You can.
Well then, you definitely wouldn't like my next one.
Oh God, what?
De'Ami Brown 50 plus.
Come on, Steve. Come on. How much did he get last week? Why don't we get good players?
I'm looking for good matchups. I think matchups matter the most.
Steve, how many targets did he get? Was he running wind sprints? What did he do last week?
He got 7 targets. He got it as many targets as.
No, he didn't. He got 4 targets, 3 catches for 52 yards.
Okay, but he played more snaps than Travis Hunter.
Okay, let's listen. I like Pickens and Neighbors alt receiving yards.
I'm not even touching either of those.
Would be nice to Coolers. I like that Coolers.
No, but I'm just saying, for something like this, I just wouldn't. Neighbors, I actually could see with the injury to Bland, but Pickens, I don't know. I worry he's going to be 3rd on the team in targets. I would rather do Ferguson than Pickens. Is my take.
Why do you think 3rd on the team in targets?
Well, he was week 1. I think Ferguson is going to have a massive target share this year.
Okay, well, that's great. I drafted the hell out of him in best ball, so I hope so. Let's just see. To Cooler's point, I like what you said, Coolers. Don't listen to Steve. You go to Malik Neighbors 100 plus 200 yards. He is literally gets 15 targets.
Yeah, that's what I said. Neighbors, I don't mind, especially without Bland and Wandale probably out.
There we go. This. We're getting chat involved too. How good is that? All right. I know I had a second one I really liked. Hold on. Why don't you do Diggs? Diggs is way underpriced. He's your guy. I agree with it.
He is. I worry he only got 50% of the snaps last week. I think it goes up, and I think him getting 50, 60 yards is fine, but I don't think he's a good bet for 80, 90, 100 yards. I'd rather take guys who are,
Okay. Anybody else on the Patriots? Everybody is kind of undervalued there. I mean, you talk about matchups. That's the best matchup you could have is the Dolphins. So who could really exceed their prop?
I mean, I think Hunter Henry back to 60 yards, plus 309. I feel better about that. He ran, he was out there for almost every route last week.
I mean, Warren had like 70 plus yards, in the same position, going against the same team. So you have to like that. All right. So there we go. That's your, we can collaborate on all this. I said McCaffrey, you agreed with it. Cooler said Neighbors. We both agreed with it. Hunter Henry, we both like. You said 60 plus?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's do one more to get this 4 legs, really push, have some fun. 60 plus McCaffrey receiving, 100 plus Neighbors receiving, Henry 60 plus. We're targeting that Dolphins defense. One more. Chat, throw out if you like something. Oh, I know. Mine would be pushing the hell out of Caleb rushing. I mean, the coach speech is just, what'd you say?
Pushing it to 50. Like, very few guys get 50 rushing yards.
Pushing it to 40s. Like, let me check. Actually, I knew it was, I guess 40 wouldn't be that much. Never mind. What did he run for last week? Wasn't it like 50 plus last week?
It was like 50, but my point is that's not sustainable.
Oh, baby. 50 plus is 370.
Yeah, but I don't think that's a good. Will he have 50 plus a couple more times this year? Yeah, but I just, that's like saying, like Lamar 70 again.
I mean, Lamar gets 70 a lot, doesn't he?
Enough, but it's just, that's at their high peak is my point. Like,
that's kind of what we're doing. We're pushing for ceiling outcomes of all the situations.
Yeah, we're
not pushing for medians. That's the whole reason.
Yes and no, but like Malik Neighbors, it's not his ceiling outcome. That's like his 90th percentile outcome. Like, I'd rather push for guys. Hunter Henry, same thing. Like, we know he can get like 75 yards. We know.
Yeah, Caleb had 6.
We know McCaffrey could have 80 receiving yards.
I mean, Hunter Henry, don't you think that's about his ceiling outcome?
You need 66 last week. He's had games in the past with 70, 75, 80 yards. Like, I wouldn't consider that to be 100%. I think it's like 85, 90% outcome.
All right. One more. What's one more that you like that's like really pushed, what about the Jacksonville Cincinnati game? BTJ bounced back. What's that?
I tried that with ETN.
Oh, geez, Steve, come on. Steve, if Bengals get out to like a 2-3 score lead and he didn't get in the first half, I mean, I've seen this time and time and time again with running backs. Whereas like quarterback rushing, if they're down, they're going to run more. Running back receiving, they're going to pass more, regardless of the game.
Yes, but understand, like that.
Can we just agree on one? Can we just agree on one more? You're sucking the fun out of this. We're just one more that is just a push line that we both agree on. That's it. If we're tweeting it and we're betting it and we say we want to donate to charity off of it, let's just both agree. We've agreed on 3. One more. Throw out another one that you like, and if Chad likes anything, they can throw it out too.
I'll say Rome Odunze 80 yards.
That I like. See, we agreed. There we go. You just feel like Detroit is still somewhat of a pass funnel. Rome, as Tyler mentioned, the 70 plus in his parlay, you just think with his ADOT that he's priced way too low, basically.
Yeah, I mean, he led the team in targets. He was the first read target a number of, DJ Moore had some, but he was the first read target quite a bit. He'll get most of the deep targets. Again, Moore will get some, but it's to me, he is the emerging alpha receiver on that team. And yeah, I think the Lions struggle in the secondary.
All right. I'll put this in right after the show or after we tape our other show. And then I will tweet it as well. And the charity that we will donate to, if it hits, Christian McCaffrey, 60 plus receiving yards, Neighbors, 100 plus receiving yards. And by the way, that was plus 320 for McCaffrey, plus 200 for Neighbors, 100, 60 plus receiving yards for Hunter Henry, plus 300. 80 plus receiving yards for Rome Odunze, plus 320. We realize it's a lotto. That's the whole point of it. It's having some fun. betting a little to try to win a lot. You're getting basically 210 to 1. $10 wins $2,100. So that would be pretty fun. That would be pretty fun to donate to, as I mentioned, Tunnel to Towers would be the donation this week. I will post that on Twitter. And if any of you want to tail, we can have some fun with it. Best Ball on Call, one other comment that I missed earlier. Leggett feels like another Mingo pick. Do you agree with that?
Yeah. I mean, look, this is his time for these next couple of weeks without Coker. But, JC Horn or Joe Horn Jr., whatever, might be jumping ahead of him on the depth chart pretty quickly.
Was he active last week?
Jimmy Horn. Yeah. Was Jimmy Horn active? Yes, I believe he was.
Okay. All right. Well, that'll do it. Eddie says Thursday I had a winning line for Showdown, but switched it 2 minutes before a lock. Oh, that is a big FML. Oof. Ooh, that hurts, Eddie. That absolutely hurts. This has been fun. Final thoughts for the people for week 2, Steve?
Yeah. No, it was a fun week. There are a lot of props to like out there, and sorry, now my throat. I think we covered a lot of fun games. I think looking at matchups and there's some bad defenses that I think we can take advantage of, and we should target those for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah. Be sure. I mean, again, if you're watching this back or came in late, watch us back. We did our favorite props, favorite touchdowns, favorite parlays, and then we built a lotto parlay that I will tweet out. We do this prop party every Friday. We appreciate you joining us, hitting that like button. Of course, again, we have content every single day except for Sundays in season, and link in the description for our Substack, $34.99 for the entire year, free week trial. You get everything for DFS, Underdog, Battle Royale, and all our NFL bets. We send something to our Substack every single day. Pretty crazy value if you ask me. Link is in the description for that. So Substack subs will look for our DFS best plays and all of our bets tonight and or tomorrow. And then Sunday Night Football bets on Sunday. So we appreciate you guys. This has been another fun week. That'll be a episode tomorrow for Substack subs only with our DFS best plays as well. So for Steve, I'm Meg. This has been fun. Good luck in week 2, and we will see you next time.